All right, my friends, welcome to another episode of Prof and Dev Play Games, where we talk about the Switch 2, finally, and something else, finally. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, welcome to episode 472 of Prof and Dev Play Games, where we can finally talk about shit. It is Prof Plays Games on Blue Sky. Over there is at SummerSpeak on Blue Sky. And we got the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct to break down, and later maybe some tariff talk. But right now we're going to talk about the Direct. Anthony,
yeah, holy
this
crap.
Direct had nothing of significance for you in any way at all, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's no way I was going home Wednesday, tearing up at times on my drive home. No, never.
Oh my God,
why would I? After the day of decompression, just being like, oh my God.
So for listeners who may not remember, or, I'm sure you're all intrepid listeners and take notes on everything. Anthony works at System Era. System Era had a game in the Nintendo Direct. My podcast partner had a fucking video game in this Direct that we've all been waiting for years.
And guess what? And this is my hilarious thing from it. Our trailer was 50 seconds. How many seconds did Silksong get?
Oh my God, you had more than Silksong. Oh my God.
Silksong was just in the sizzle reel,
baby.
they got projected to the sizzle reel. We got the full 50-second trailer.
That's crazy. And we're talking about Starseeker, by the way, so we'll talk about that. We'll unpack that, but
that is the game. Starseeker is the game I've been working on for myself 3.5 years at this point.
Everybody go to Steam and PSN and wishlist that game. Let's get it up there in the charts of the wishlist and charts. Man, so let's talk overall, and then we'll kind of break into chronological order.
Yeah.
Obviously you had something in the Switch, but
yes.
Aside from that, how'd you feel?
Aside from that, there was a lot to be excited about. And I think if it was just the Direct itself, I'd have been like, oh, there's cool stuff in here. I don't wasn't going to plan on getting one immediately. None of my family is like, oh, they're like excited by Mario Kart, but like, we don't need it now. The game that there was a game later on that made my daughter be like, no, I want this game, but it doesn't have a release date. It's winter. So
right. Yeah,
I could wait on that. So overall, it was still just a good, strong lineup of new games and everything. If you were taking this in complete isolation of this Direct, the price is a little higher than I expected. $450 for it as opposed to $400 is where I was hoping it would land, but I do think that already had something to do with international trade.
I think they priced it in.
Needed. Yeah, they needed to Nintendo needed to do so that they would be making at least a small profit on every console, because that's Nintendo and that's what they do. On a side, I've heard that and this has been confirmed, there's a Japan-only Switch 2 that's region locked to Japan that actually, if you do the yen conversion, is about $330.
Exactly.
Which is, it totally makes sense. It's like it's just the cost of selling it in the US now. So I will say that if it's just this Direct, it's great. There has been so many little death by 1,000 cuts stuff since this Direct that has made me kind of side-eye the whole thing a little bit, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and we'll definitely dig into that.
Yeah.
But in terms of the Direct itself, I felt properly whelmed. There wasn't anything that really knocked my socks off in a way that was like I was breathless about. Obviously I was really emotional about seeing your trailer because I had no idea. There were other reasons why I thought we weren't talking about this whole thing on this podcast, but that wasn't one of the reasons why I thought. So I was very excited to see your thing. And then obviously Age of Imprisonment was awesome.
Yeah.
My daughter was very excited about that, like your daughter was. And then Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart. They look great. They look really good. But there was no, for this kind of announcement, I was expecting a little bit more from first party, but I think that's because they're saving stuff for June. I think there's going to be like a 1-2 punch. But yeah, I felt like it was good. I didn't feel like it was, like an 8.5 or so kind of out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I landed. I'm excited that Nintendo knows to talk about FPS and 4K, and I'm excited about that kind of stuff, and we'll certainly dig into that. But overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. I think that's right. Pretty good. They did a lot just pushing like, hey, there's a lot of stuff coming out for this. A lot of reasons, even if there's not new games, some of the older games just will be running and looking better here than they ever have.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. But yeah, we can dive in some. Why not?
We started off with a big game we knew was going to be launching with Nintendo Switch 2 based on the earlier reveal, which is Mario Kart World, not X.
You mean Paradise? Mario Kart Paradise.
Mario Kart Paradise. It looks like Paradise.
It looks like Burnout Paradise.
Oh, Burnout Paradise. I never played Burnout Paradise.
It actually has the same. It has so many mechanics that are. Burnout Paradise was just you drive around Paradise City. It was a Burnout game, but you just had free open world around the city, and then you would stop at certain places to initiate races. Do like all sorts of side Yeah, actually a very similar kind of thing. Like, it was just funny. I was like, wow, I guess Mario Kart, we've come full circle. We're back to the, to that. It looks neat though. I will say that.
The way it looks is awesome, but the idea, the knockout mode itself, which is one of the new modes where you're basically, it's almost like a battle royale Mario Kart sort of thing, where you start with 24 racers, and then each leg you have to be above the cut. So 20 is the first cut, and then above 16, and above 12, above 8, above 4, whatever. Then you race to the end. And the fact that there's so many fucking racers, like coin copper from fucking 3D World. What the hell?
I know.
It's wild shit, man.
Yeah, it is. It looks very big. And they had to do something huge after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Like, they can't. I get why they did this, because they can't just say, okay, next Mario Kart is just all of the stuff that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is plus more. They clearly saw, like, we can't really do more in that way. So let's not sidestep it, but kind of do a side grade of what a Mario Kart game is, and not just chase our own success there.
We can't just keep doing more. Widening out a bit, like more modes, more things to do, more characters, and not necessarily just more tracks. It makes me rethink what I was considering they would do with Smash. Whereas same thing with Smash, they've added so many characters. Like, what else can you do? They will do something like this. I don't know what that looks like in that context, but they will do something where you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's a widening out of this space. Yeah. Cause I thought for sure they would do a Nintendo Kart. That would be next. That's how you would add more, but they far didn't. They just added a bunch of weird ass Mario characters and Goombas driving a fucking thing with no hands.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna do some deep cuts into Mario characters.
Yeah, man, so cool! I'm so excited for this. This is a system seller for me. This was, I had pre-ordered my interest on the Nintendo website or whatever for the bundle. The whole family is excited for this. Our enthusiasm has been dampened because of other things that we'll talk about later, but. This out the gate, we were just losing our minds and watching all the Treehouse stuff. We watched almost every minute of the Treehouse stuff, and just really, really loved what was going on with Mario Kart. So, yeah, and
it's a strong, like, if any one game coming out, this is the first party game coming out. Like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is sold like 50 million copies or something.
Yeah,
it's like a ridiculous number of copies on the Switch. So this is kind of the franchise now for Nintendo to launch on the consoles.
Well, and I feel like this, at least at first blush or whatever, watching all the content, looks like there is some single player depth to it. So it's not just a multiplayer party game. Like there seems to be some stuff you can do as a single player gamer. So yeah, very, very, very excited about this. And then they moved from a game into not game stuff.
Into the C button. C is for chat.
Yeah, man. It's 2008. You can chat on your game system.
Yeah. If my son was like, hey, it's like Discord.
Yes,
like, you're
exactly.
right, it is.
That's exactly what it is, man.
He's like, that's not new. And I'm like, well, it's kind of new for Nintendo.
Yeah. They're letting you talk to people online. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. They have a whole button for it now. And we'll get to stuff later where I'm like, I also think it's very cursed as well. So C is also for cursed.
So in watching this whole package with like the actors playing or whatever, and they showed like you could put your video chat below your game and see what other people are doing or see their gameplay, but it was so framey, like purposefully framey.
Yeah.
Was that how it's supposed to look?
Probably just bandwidth considerations. I mean, it's not Discord. Discord does really good with game streaming, but like, with work, we do game streaming sometimes in Slack and Zoom. They are terrible.
Oh, wow.
Like, ugh. Discord's like the only one that I've seen that's actually been like reasonable frame rates and resolutions to stream to.
That makes sense. When I was streaming Jackbox over Zoom for party nights with colleagues, and I was like, why does this look like trash? Oh,
because Zoom sucks for that
Got
stuff.
It. Okay.
They have a mode you can turn on when screen sharing to say like, there's like a checkbox to help improve it, but it's still not nearly as good as Discord.
Yeah.
And I think that's just where you're at. Like, Discord has invested huge amounts of money and effort in high frame rate, decent resolution game sharing, streaming. Nintendo is better than Slack and Zoom as far as I can tell, but
and I guess you don't need to see like all the frames of your friends or whatever.
No,
but honestly, I was just surprised that they showed a non-perfect thing in their package.
Sure. I mean, if anything, they're like, no, this is what it's actually like. Don't get your expectations higher than this.
Don't get too excited. So it's almost like they're gififying whatever's coming through and like just dropping a few frames a second. I don't know. But, that doesn't bother me too much. I can't see myself using this very much.
No, you could buy the camera.
Dude, did you see the Piranha Plant one?
That one, I was like, that's pretty. Could I use that on my PC?
That one's
like that's the whole
rad.
thing. I'm like, can I just have that just as my PC camera? I don't know if you can, if these work like that. I know they're USB, but if they would just work as a normal webcam. But the Piranha Plant one is really cool, and you can close it for privacy mode.
Oh, it closes?
It closes to like block the camera. I'm like, that is clever. That is cute.
Eventually, when we get a Switch 2 and we're going to get a camera because I like the integration for some of the stuff we'll talk about later. But that it closes is perfect. Love it.
But yeah, we got through that, like the initial, like, hey, we're streaming. Then they go to the new console feature. I mean, everything we knew about: bigger screen, magnetically connected Joy-Cons, better sticks, mouse mode, you can two-fist mouse mode.
That's what was surprising to me. Is that you can double mouse, and that there's no button to switch it. It's just put it on the table flat like a mouse or whatever, and it recognizes some mouse mode, then switch it back up for Metroid Prime. Beyond was a really interesting thought.
Yeah.
And then this is where we got the FPS. It'll be 1080p, 120 FPS and handheld, and then 4K 120, I think. On the screen on your TV. I mean,
because the dock has a fan now.
I love it. It's like it has a fan to keep it cool. That means there's actually shit in the dock working to amplify this in some way. So maybe that's where the DLSS is. It's in the dock.
I don't know. It doesn't have to be. Just literally, I'm like, oh, they're going to run the console so hot while it's docked that it needs extra cooling.
Yep. Yeah, to get that 4K, man.
Yeah. So that thing, it all made sense what they were showing there. Not an OLED. They chose not.
But people who've seen the LCD, like, because
I'm
LCD
sure
technology has improved, are like, it's really fucking good. Like, okay,
it's
awesome.
HDR.
Yep, HDR.
It's an HDR LCD.
Yep.
1080p on the console, 4K through TV, and does HDR and the 4K output. So that seems great. Yeah, 7.9 inch versus 6.2.
Yep.
Like, but the same thickness, 13 millimeter, like, or 23 millimeter. I can't remember. They showed it. They're like, no, it's exactly the same thickness as a Switch. It's just a little bit wider and taller. So that's cool. They showed what should be a pack-in game, but they're going to charge for it.
God, Anthony!
I couldn't believe they're charging for this. Again, this is the death by a thousand cut things. Like, why?
They said paid, and I was just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Look, I understand that shit costs money to make, but wow.
Yeah, this kind of is. So this is for the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour that we're talking about, and it's literally just a tech demo for the Switch hardware. It's like, it's walk up to kiosk, they give you information on the hardware itself, and then have some mini games so you can test out the features. It's what Sony did with their first Astrobot thing.
But it's not even to that level. Astrobot was mostly a full game. This is like, go walk up and like read some text and shit.
And Astrobot, the first Astrobot was free.
The yen price converts to something like $6, so it's probably not going to be that expensive. But in that case, then just make it a pack-in.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll change their mind, because in the room when the press was there for this event, that's the part where everyone just laughed, and I don't know how that's going to work. Nintendo probably doesn't work, but
did that. And they showed the game card. It's red. I laughed actually when they said it looks like a Switch game, but it's red. I'm like, cool. Okay. Does it taste as bad?
It probably does. I'm surprised that it's exactly this. Looks like it's exactly the same size.
It does.
People will get confused and push it into the Switch 1.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that it will likely go into the Switch 1 just fine. Yeah. Being the same size and everything. It just won't. The Switch will be like, hey, this is a Switch card.
How many people are going to return this to the store saying this game doesn't work? Or you put it on a Switch 2 or Switch 1? Switch 1?
Yeah.
What do you mean a Switch 2? Hilarious.
There was that.
Whatever. I fucking hate red stuff. Here we go.
Yeah, well, it's all red. That is the theme of Switch 2 is red.
I know.
It's the red console. The Wii U was the blue console.
I love it so much. Nintendo's never going to do another blue console again because of that fucking fiasco.
SD cards work, but you need express SD cards, so they need fast read-write speeds. Which makes sense, because they're just going to push a faster transfer rate overall.
Yeah.
So
gotta load the textures in faster, 4K textures or whatever. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
There's the Pro controller that has back paddles, customizable back buttons.
That's not even the best part, man.
You mean the C button?
Nope. That's not the best part. You know what the best part of this fucking controller is?
What?
The audio jack.
Right. It does finally include one.
The Nintendo Pro controller does not have an audio jack, and I can't tell you how often I choose not to play Switch at night, and I'll play PS5 or Xbox because I can put my headphones into the fucking controller. Or I'll play the Switch, obviously, handheld. This is a fucking life changer for me. I live in headphones.
Yeah. And I think I saw that the Switch 2 Pro controller will work on a Switch. It just won't. Yeah, it won't wake the Switch from sleep.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're like, I just can't wake it from sleep. So I take grain of salt there from where I was reading all about that. But if that's true, that's great. It's like
that awesome.
I might just get one of these because I love the Pro controller.
Oh, the Switch Pro controller is probably my favorite controller of all time. I use that.
They just made it better.
The battery alone makes that thing amazing. Yeah. That thing lasts forever. And I've been using that same Pro controller since 2017, and no problems.
Same as mine. And then they added the GL and GR buttons, and I'm like, why did you choose G as the button?
Why
G? There's so many jokes and ways we can go here. Yeah. I don't like it.
Nintendo's gonna Nintendo.
Yeah.
But then they jumped into Switch 2 Edition games.
Yeah.
So there are games from the Switch that will have enhancements on the Switch 2. A couple of them are Mario Party Jamboree, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends CA, and then Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which are both launch games for the Switch 2. Yep. If you have it in your Switch, you put the disc or whatever, the cart into your Switch 2, and then you can do an upgrade. They haven't said how much that costs yet.
I know, that's what I was wondering.
I'm guessing $20.
Yeah.
But then you upgrade, you get 4K, you've got FPS improvements, and then there's like a Zelda Note app in the Nintendo Switch app, which is like fucking Google Maps for shit you need to find. But I was listening to, or I was watching a Nintendo video on the Nintendo Today app, and beyond that, there's also Zelda stories where you go to different places on the map and she'll tell you the history of those places. And so it's like
that's cool.
Extra fucking lore. And I was like, oh, I want it for that specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, all the upgrades. It's really one of those things. I'm like, how much does it cost?
Yep. Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom edition for Switch 2 is $80.
Yeah.
So, and the news that came out today, that I think it was today, maybe yesterday, was that it will be a Switch cart, Nintendo Switch 1 cart with a code for the upgrade for the $80, which tells me $10 or $20 for that upgrade.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
And you just mentioned one of the other cuts. Like, there is a lot going on with these game cards, and
the game key
there's
card.
There's that where it's like, no, you get part of the game, and then like you get like these upgrade ones, the Switch 2 versions of these Zelda games are like, no, it's the Switch 1 cart with a code for the download, so it's not all on the cart. And then you have the game key carts, which is honestly the worst of both worlds.
Oh yeah, man.
Literally just being like, yeah, the cart doesn't have the game on, so you don't have a physical copy of the game. You have it to download it digitally, but the only way to play the game digitally is to have the cart in the system because it has a key to play that digital game.
And then you lose the game key card and you can't play your digital game, what you should have just bought digitally in the first place.
It's awful. I'm like, this is the worst of both worlds. I hate it.
It's really stupid. Really don't get it at all. Unless it's just like fixing the problem of like, oh, someone wants to give someone a physical gift. Well, here you go.
Yeah.
It's really dumb. Something that we were excited about is Mario Party Jamboree, the expansion, the Jamboree TV, uses the camera and puts you into the game and kind of have your face there while you're doing different stuff. My daughter thought that was really neat.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated it so much.
We were the opposite. We thought it was pretty fun.
My kids hated it so much. They're like, what is this? They hated it.
We found it quite interesting. So I think of all the things we saw, like when they showed the camera at first, my daughter was like, back at the console features or whatever, or no, with the chat. She was like, why would you even want to do that? But then when they showed Jamboree TV, she's like, I want to do that. It was very cool. So we're excited about that.
So you mean it's Kinect now?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Exactly. With DLSS, I guess, or whatever, to cut out like background automatically and all that shit. It looks fun. So if we get the camera, it's going to be for that experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then see what else it does. You know, who knows?
We'll see.
Because it had like camera only games, you know, the ones where you like stack the Goombas on your head or whatever.
Yeah. And there's definitely some stuff there where it's like, how many, like that game right now is the only one that they've really shown using the camera a ton.
That's only one. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, is there anything in Mario Kart that they would do it with it? But I don't know.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
But that's it. I'm like, okay. The camera, hopefully they'll use it for other things. I
would hope so. I hope it's not just like a one and done peripheral.
Yeah. Or like mainly they're like, well, we're doing the camera so that people can do the game chat and voice chat and streaming and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
some games will use it, but it's not going to be pushed on games that much. I don't know.
Do you think so? The game chat thing, real quickly, like obviously when they put your picture over the gameplay, it kind of looks like a stream, like a Twitch stream or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be any sort of integration with those kind of things that Nintendo doesn't seem to play well with?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I mean, it's the Nintendo walled garden.
Yeah,
they'll do their thing. It's not like Sony where you can connect to Discord and Sony ecosystem. So,
right.
Or stream to Twitch or et cetera, et cetera. No, I don't think Nintendo's going to do any of that. They're still always about a generation behind on that stuff. Yep. So whatever the next console is.
It's another thing that I turned towards the PS5 for because I could stream my gameplay or at least record it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
The next one was the first one we got with the, there was going to be some game that was a gimmick with the mouse. I thought it was going to be Mario Paint. I was wrong.
Yep, so did I.
It's a 3-on-3 basketball game where you're in a wheelchair called Drag and Drive. They at the event, the Nintendo reps all said it's not Drag X Drive, it's Drag and Drive. It's like, well, why did you call it Drag and Drive?
Or put an ampersand there.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. But the word. Okay, first of all, you put these things down, like Anthony was saying earlier, it's double mouse mode, one in each hand, and you're dragging them across the surface like you're pushing wheels on a wheelchair, basically. And people who were playing it at the event said they got real sweaty, and it was real, they got a real workout playing this game, which is pretty cool. My daughter immediately when she saw it, she first of all thought it was cool, and then she was like, "This is really cool that people who are in a wheelchair can see a game where they see themselves in the game. That's really cool for them." And I was like, "Wow, this is a very cool moment."
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
That was the thing I was worried about, is the amount of physical effort it's going to take to play this game.
Apparently, it's quite a bit.
Yeah. But it was. Yeah, it seemed fine. Again, another one where I'm like, did they give any pricing on this one?
No, they did not. I feel
like it should just be a cheaper one that they're just like, no, this shows off part of the Switch too. But yeah.
20 to 30 is where I think this price line.
So 40 then.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. I hate everything.
Yeah. So we got that came out. It was cool, and then it was like, hey, we're going to go to third party stuff for a bit now. And we can kind of speed on some of this. We thought some of this would be here. Elden Ring is coming, Tarnished Edition, which I assume includes it has the expansion.
It include. I didn't notice that. Oh, it includes Shadow of the Earth Tree. Hell yes.
Yeah, I actually wonder. Like, they're showing it here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tarnished Edition launches across every platform.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a collected Game of the Year edition, basically.
Sure. Yeah. I just love that it's fucking called the Tarnished Edition.
I know, it's perfect.
Yep. The inferior version. No, I'm probably going to pick this up on Switch too. I want this portable, and I didn't pick it up on Steam yet. So
yeah,
I'll see how it plays, but I don't know. I'm interested.
Probably as well as PS4 is my expectation.
That's cool. That's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Then we got Hades 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Will be here eventually, when they leave early access. Both my kids were real excited for that.
God, I played more of that this weekend. Oh, what a game.
Yeah. Not shocked that Street Fighter 6 is going to be there. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Are you shocked about sweat mode or whatever the fuck it's called? Have you seen this?
No.
The calorie contest. There it is. So you can play a mode where you're playing regular fucking Street Fighter or whatever, but the more that you shake the fucking shake weight, basically, the harder you hit.
What? No.
Yep. Oh,
sure.
Man.
Okay. Sure.
And I don't know what the amiibo are going to do for this game, to be honest, but.
Yeah, because there's those. This is the other side thing we can go into. There was a bunch of amiibo announced, not in the direct.
I know, not in the direct. We lost our mind.
But I was like, because we haven't had an amiibo since Sora.
No, we had the Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda, Ganon, and Zelda. I think that was after Sora.
But we haven't had one for a while.
Not for a while. No, that
was the thing where I
ago.
was like, I was definitely like, are they done with amiibos? They are not. That is the answer. They are not, and they are going to be putting out a ton of them.
Well, from Nintendo, I only saw 4. I saw Yunobo and Riju and Sidon. Thank God, my best boy Sidon. And then the
it's the champions.
Yeah.
In tiers, and then these Street Fighter 6. Is that the? Oh wait, am I looking at this wrong?
There's only 3 amiibo from Street Fighter, and then 22 amiibo cards. But still, and that's from Capcom, I assume, putting out their own amiibo. I thought
it still has to be licensed by Nintendo.
No, of course it is. Yeah. But for Nintendo, it's like there are 4.
But I really thought amiibos we were done.
Well, those 4 should have been out
a long time ago. Yeah.
So I'm excited if I can get those. We'll see.
Yeah.
Split Fiction was next. Yay. Good one to bring there. EA Sports FC and Madden NFL has confirmed that they're the 26 versions. So they'll be the new ones.
You missed one mecha one.
I did?
Damon
I did. I apologize.
Which is crazy that's getting a sequel.
Yeah. I mean, people low-key really liked it, but it didn't blow up.
No, but we're doing more of it. So yeah, then it was Split Fiction, which I expected Split Fiction to show up. Expect all the EA stuff to show up. Hogwarts Legacy, I expected to show up.
Tony,
that makes
Tony
sense.
Hawk, 3+4, yep.
Yeah, and going to SpongeBob Lands too.
Yeah, that was like a 1-second tease.
I know, and I was like, wait.
Is there SpongeBob happening here? What the fuck?
Yeah. I was really surprised to see the next one in there, Hitman. Nintendo in a Nintendo Direct.
Yep.
Hitman game. I was like, they're really hiding the kills.
Yes,
in this
exactly.
trailer. They're like implying that this happens, and I'm like, crazy. And they ended with IO Interactive is doing a Bond video game next, which totally makes sense. I'll be honest.
I mean, this was revealed years and years ago, so I was expecting to see something, and there was nothing. Just the logo, basically. So.
Yeah, they're just like, it's still happening. It's real.
Well, it's important to do that sometimes, as we'll get to in the sizzle reel later.
Next, we got Bravely Default. I was not expecting ever to see the first Bravely Default again. But Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster.
And did you see the price?
Yeah, it's like $40.
Yeah, $40.
It's so good. I'm hoping this comes out more than just on Switch too. But it
probably will, right? Because Square is putting things on everything now.
They are. Bravely Default, the first
that was
one,
a Nintendo only one, wasn't it?
There's a 3DS game.
Yeah, that's right.
Specifically. And Bravely Default 2, not Bravely Second, because that's a different thing.
Good job, Square.
Okay, so Bravely Default 2 was Switch and PC.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just locked to Nintendo.
So there's a good chance that this might be Switch 2 and PC, which would be great. I'd play this on a Steam Deck any day. I really, really liked Bravely Default.
It looks really neat. I'd never really paid much attention to it. But I liked the trailer.
You've done a good job now of like going back and playing older Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
Bravely Default feels like a spiritual successor to like Final Fantasy like 4 or 5.
Oh, that's cool.
It revolves around crystals. There's job switching and classes. It really, really felt like just paying homage to those early Final Fantasy games as a series. Awesome. So
I love the overworld or whatever. Even the town is what I'm talking about.
Good.
It looks really good. And then the fucking weird game, was it in this trailer or was it elsewhere? They added on like some mini game stuff. That's why my daughter was like, this looks great. Can we play this?
It wasn't
like a panic flight or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's what got my daughter. She's like, yes, I want to play that. Because she was really interested in the story. She's like, this looks like Miitopia, but like more.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty good. Next was Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, which has more cutscenes, like 20 minutes of cutscenes.
Yeah,
and
I assume this is coming everywhere as well. Not just Switch.
Probably, yeah. But that's cool. This is the only one that people played at the press event. They were like, "Oh, this one runs pretty rough." I'm surprised it runs roughly, but everything else was good. I'll let you take the next one.
Yeah, so the next one came up in our little Slack huddle while we were watching this in the morning. I got very excited because I knew my daughter would love this, and then we watched it later at night with my kids after I got back home. Yeah, she lost her mind.
Yeah.
So it's Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Hyrule Warriors 3. Yeah, she lost her mind. And she's like, we have to get a Switch 2 for this. She has to play it. And I'm like, good, it's winter. I don't have to think about getting a Switch 2 until I sort of fall out of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it looks cool. It looks really cool.
I'm so excited that it's going to probably run better than Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is a little rough. But, whatever. Yeah. My daughter and I played through the whole thing, had a good time.
Yeah.
But this is basically the story from Tears of the Kingdom back when Zelda went back in time. You could see the whole story. My daughter thought initially, she's like, they made a Zelda game where Zelda's the main character. I was like, I think they did. But I'm pretty sure this is also Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, so you're playing a lot of characters, but it is still Zelda's story in the past.
Yep, exactly right.
Yes,
that's
it looks very cool.
Day one. Absolutely. Yes. Like whatever we're playing, we're putting it down and we're going to play this immediately. So that was exciting.
And I was very exciting.
I was very excited for the next thing. And
I'm sorry.
My God. I know. So this is GameCube, Nintendo Classic. So it's coming to the Switch 2 only, I believe, not Switch 1. Exclusive to Switch 2. It's going to launch with 3 GameCube games on day one. And it's F-Zero GX, it's Soul Calibur 2, and it's fucking Windwaker. This is how we're finally getting Windwaker on Switch.
Yeah, and they're like, and it's a higher. They're like, you can play it at higher resolutions, and I'm like, what? Cool. Would you call it HD? Maybe.
Is it the same Triforce Quest as the original? I'm very happy that this is here because I believe that remakes should exist alongside the originals, and there's slight differences, and it's very cool. It's obviously the 4x3. It's not 16:9. It's got the original Triforce Quest. I've never finished the original. I've dabbled in it since the HD one, but the HD one's just superior. My question for you, do you think this rules out them ever putting Wind Waker HD on Switch?
I don't think it rules it out, but it definitely pushes it off even further.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, what about Twilight Princess, though?
And maybe that's the one they put out this year. Like if there's a Zelda this year, maybe they put out the remake of Twilight Princess and save Wind Waker for later. I don't know, man. I can see them being like, oh, you liked Wind Waker on the GameCube? Well, check out this enhanced version or whatever. But God damn it. It's monkey's paw, right? I want Wind Waker. Okay, I finally got it on Switch.
Oh, wait. Right. Twilight Princess also came out on the GameCube.
It did, yes.
Oh, God, they might just do that.
They might just do that.
God. Yeah, this actually feels like wishing on a monkey paw right now.
Exactly. Yep. We got what we wanted, folks. Okay.
Yeah. They are releasing the controller again, the GameCube controller with a C button, and that's more powerful because the GameCube controller also has the C stick. So
there's that double C's. Double
C is going on there. It's a cursed controller, but the C stick was incredible for Smash Brothers on that system.
Dude, I cannot wait to buy this. Do you think this means they're going to put fucking Melee on this service?
Hopefully they do. They have
to, right? They can't not. I can't see them not. So I definitely want to get this controller. Oh fuck! I was going to say something else. And I completely forgot. Oh well. Oh no. Yeah. So they added the switch buttons. Like I believe there's a screenshot button on this thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't have a screenshot button on this. But I thought they added all the switch buttons. But when people were playing it, the press was playing it at the event. They added another button to this. And did you hear which one?
No. What?
They added an L1.
Oh, I see it. No, it's there. I see it.
It's like a little button,
It's
apparently.
a little tiny thing up there. Yeah, all the normal, but I'm looking in the trailer. There's a part where they're looking at the top of the controller, and yeah, you can see the little Z. You can see a little ZL button up there.
Which what's the minute markup are you looking at?
2.
Oh, there it is. Got it. Yeah, 208.
212, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is that where the screenshot button is?
Maybe because there's 2 little buttons up the top. 2
little square buttons. I was wondering where the screenshot button was.
So it's all the Switch controls.
They put them on top. Yeah, look at that little L1 button, dude.
I know, little tiny thing,
little nubbin. Oh my god. This is like a Wavebird, man. This is like the new Wavebird.
I still have a Wavebird.
I bet you do. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this because I missed out on the GameCube, and I've looked on eBay in the last 8 months, 10 months or so. I'm like, do I get one? Like, no, I kept not. I'm so excited about this. Oh man, so good, so good.
Yeah.
I was excited about the next thing too because obviously having played Undertale, to see Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 finally releasing, but
still not the end of it though.
Exactly. I thought 4 was it. No, there's 7 because one for each day. Yeah. So it's not even the full game.
Gotta wait, I guess.
Yep.
Eventually the full thing will be out. But it was cool though. And then I got the jump scare of Randy Pitchford.
I know, seriously, dude, man. Like, ugh. You're everything. Like, I don't like you and whatever, but also what you're wearing is wow.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. So yeah,
Borderlands 4 is happening. Yep.
Yay. Next, Civ 7, the Switch 2 edition, coming out launch day. You can use that mouse mode.
I know, and what they said in the trailer, they're like, you can use the mouse mode for intuitive controls, and I'm like, the actual controls for the game?
Yeah, exactly. Is there?
You don't have to call it intuitive. You can actually call it like mouse and keyboard is the normal way to play this game, mouse specifically.
So we're looking at a picture here underneath a Civ 7 on Nintendo Life, right?
That's not. That's the wrong picture.
I was like, why is Sub-Zero in this? What's happening? Is that Fortnite? Yeah,
I think that's Fortnite. Because they I think this was the section where they were saying that Fortnite's also going to be on the system, which of course,
that's probably what that was for. Got it.
Yeah.
Boy, that was confusing.
Yeah. And then we got to WWE 2K and NBA 2K are going to show up. All the sports franchises are going to show up. Like that's not going to do anything. And now we get to the weird part where the Nintendo of America stream freaked out during Survival.
Yep, that's exactly where it died. My daughter was like, what's happening? I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So this is
Survival Kids, seems fine.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything like, oh, I'm so excited for this, but I'm like, that could be fun. It looks like a simple cooperative like survival crafting game. I'd never heard of it before, so that was cool. And then the In a Waste stream ate a few more trailers.
Yeah, man. Including a very important one.
A very important one. So then there was the Devolver section. They did a little Enter the Gungeon 2 trailer. That is still very much in development, but it looks neat. It looks like a neat update to Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, it looks more 3D.
It is definitely a 3D. They're using 3D on it and everything, but it's still kind of a very bullet helly roguelite thing. Big bosses made of lots of bullets. I don't know. Gungeon is so strange.
But it's a great name. Goddamn.
It is. It is a good name. And then we get to the most exciting trailer for me in this whole thing. Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions, the thing I've worked on for 3.5 years. It has a name. It's Starseeker. That trailer.
So excited.
We got to announce. We got to show off all of the stuff we've been working on for a long time. It felt really good to have that out there and be able to just be like, I can just talk about what I'm working on and point to it now and call it by its actual name. Yeah, it's exciting. It's real exciting that we're in this. Scratch another one off my bucket list for being featured in a Nintendo presentation.
I can't believe how long I've been looking forward to this Direct for like years now. And when it comes, there's a game from you. Like, I will never get over this. It's so cool.
You and me both. You and me both.
For sure,
I don't think I'm ever. This was crazy.
What a career highlight, man.
Yeah, very much so. Like I said, bucket list thing. There was a bucket list thing from a long time ago where I have my name in the credits of a Square Enix game. So cool.
And which one was that again?
Gyromancer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I am. There are 3 Americans of PopCap credited in that game, and I am one of them.
That's so cool.
And it's just hilarious. I'm just like, cool. Oh, I got there. And this one's a little bit greater, though, because we got to be in a Nintendo Direct. We got to announce our new game. So, yeah. It is not a sequel to Astroneer. It's in the Astroneer universe, an IP, but it is not a direct sequel to Astroneer. It is a spin-off game, a side game. It's its own thing. But we've been very clear in our comms since launching it, being like, yeah, this isn't a survival crafting game. This is not base building.
Thank you.
This is a this is about joining up. What's the pitch? You are part of the crew of the ESS Starseeker, state-of-the-art new exodynamics spaceship, space station, traveling the universe, and you join together with the other crew members to go on expeditions and explore new worlds, and find new things. It's a game all about camaraderie, celebrating like the community's achievements, your squad's achievements. It's a lot of fun, and I just can't believe I'm actually talking about this now.
Yeah, for that many years of your life.
Yeah, that many years. That's the high level pitch. Call it expedition gameplay. And with the Starseeker is kind of like your hub, wherever you're coming back to, and seeing what's been going on in the community. And I can say from our stream, the creative director did stream the day after. It's not free to play. It is a premium game. You will pay an upfront price for it. Doesn't have all that free to play crap in it. We're not trying to make it like that. It's just if you think of any kind of monetization type stuff, you can look at Astroneer. That's a great starting point on what we do. We do cosmetics, but that's about it. So yeah, we're just looking to have people play together and really join up and feel like everyone can accomplish things together. Yeah, it's exciting.
I have so many questions, and I'm going to ask none of them because I don't want you to have to.
No, I can't say any. I can a lot right now.
So I'm just going to let you talk.
What is my? Got a fun thing posted at work. It was a FAQ. Team FAQ. What can I say about Starseeker? Is this Astroneer 2? No. Starseeker exists within the same universe as Astroneer, but it's a very different game. Astroneer is still in active development. We have years of updates to come for Astroneer.
That's awesome.
We're not stopping Astroneer at all. When does Starseeker launch? 2026. We've announced. I now actually have to finish this game and ship it. So that's a thing. What is the game about? Starseeker is about exploring deep space on the state-of-the-art ESS Starseeker. Players will need to work together, both within small teams and within the station's crew at large, to complete planet-wide objectives across a multitude of star systems. Each player will have an advanced array of tools at their disposal to meet the many mysterious challenges awaiting them. What platforms? It is Switch 2, Steam. If you check the full trailer that's like on System Era's site, Steam, Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S. So the whole gamut that it's going to be on. No launch date. We have no specific launch date on Switch 2. We have crossplay? We're not talking about crossplay right now. How long has it been in development? So I've been on it for 3.5 years. The longest person on the team, a creative director, started working on this in 2020.
Oh, wow.
Full time. There's a creative director and one engineer started prototyping stuff for this. I joined on to it about a year and a half after that. We are in pre-alpha right now, is what we're... It is Unreal Engine 5. This is my FAQ. I love my FAQ.
It's a good communication Bible.
Yeah. As you can see in how's it different from Astroneer? Like, so it's expedition gameplay. It's a bit more actiony in some ways. There's water. You can swim. You can climb, glide. You can scan stuff. You can deform terrain like in Astroneer, but you're not building permanent bases on anything. The trailer is very reflective of gameplay. This is all in engine. This is all things actually where at the beginning of the trailer that you're going through, and that you have the as I call him, the big guy, as the community start calling him, that screams at the 4 Astroneers. That cave exists on our map.
Oh, cool.
That whole area exists. They like scouted the map that we of one of our planets and found that and made the whole trailer that exists in our world in the game. Like, you can go there, and that we hope people will find it and call it like trailer cave or trailer waterfall.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So yeah, it's very reflective of what the game is. It's still pre-alpha, so things will change as we get to launch, but it's not like we staged a CGI trailer or anything like this. This is real assets and real gameplay. And we'll be revealing more throughout the year. Probably it'll be a few months before we say probably anything else, but we have this. We have a live stream. I don't know the exact comms specific timeline, but yeah, we'll talk about it more over the year. And my pitch is starseekergame.com. You can sign up for the beta there.
Nice.
And get onto our beta list, and get access to we're not splitting a different Discord out. Right now it's the Astroneer Discord, but we're going to it is our comms director has said this in the live stream. He doesn't want to manage 2 different Discords. Completely understandable. So it's going to probably become the System Era Discord, and there'll be Astroneer. There's an Astroneer section and a Starseeker section. And I think if you sign up to the beta, you get access to the Starseeker section on the Discord right now.
That makes sense, because that's what other game companies do, where they have multiple games, just different sections.
Yeah, we have multiple games now.
Yeah.
So, that was my fact. That's all I can say.
Awesome. I'm not going to ask any other questions. I will just say out loud that I'm very excited for this game, and I'm very interested to see how the tutorial for this game is.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Was it a question? It was a statement, and you don't have to say anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm looking forward to. Well, I'm excited for you, man. This is just amazing news. Thanks for sharing what you could, and looking forward to learning more when we can. The 4th trailer that got eaten up. No, actually, a couple more got eaten up.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Like, there was some language, of this trailer going on while we were looking at something else entirely.
Yep.
God, it was so weird. But Cyberpunk, the Ultimate Edition is coming day 1, I think. Yeah. And the press who played it at the event in New York said it was running really well, which is,
Yeah.
30 frames per second or whatever, 40 frames per second. But
it's shocking to me. I'm just like, how far has CD Projekt come with this game that it's running on Switch 2 and it could barely run on a PS4 when it launched?
well, we were, it might have been off mic where we were predicting Switch 2 stuff. And I was like, oh, I think Cyberpunk. And you're like, there's no way that's going to run on Switch 2.
Yeah, I still don't. I'm like, how are they doing? No, that was probably recorded. I'm just like, I have no clue. I have no clue what black magic they're doing now to get this thing running on this hardware.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty damn decent. For what people played in New York. But yeah, I don't know. Looks good. Having something. Yeah, I know you can play it on Steam Deck, but I'm not sure how well it runs on the Steam Deck, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that, and then the next one, I'm very excited about this because I want to replay this game, and this seems like a good way to do it. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Nothing about.
And I was expecting something like this. It was either I actually expected both Remake and Rebirth, but but they're probably just starting here. I can't imagine if they're going to release only one of the games of the trilogy on this platform.
No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I just think Rebirth will just lag behind a little bit, and it makes sense because there's probably a few years between till the third game comes out.
Oh, so yeah, for sure.
They have time to have those kind of beats of being like, hey, you got Remake Integrate on Switch 2, and a year from now you got Rebirth on Switch 2. And guess what? In a few more months, you'll get Game 3. That would make sense. I was happy to see Kanutsugami get something here. That's a neat little game.
Well, this is the start of the sizzle reel, right?
Yes, actually, it did start. I was like, it went.
Because this is when it clicked. This is when the NOA one snapped back in place.
Yep. And you're like, hey, Kanutsugami gonna be there.
That's day one. Day one.
Yep.
I know that you loved this. I never even gave it much interest, but things that launch on a new platform day one, people are looking for other things to pick up, and people have spoken really highly of this one. So maybe
it's a good one. I mean, it's not a 9 out of 10 or anything, but it's a solid game. It surprised me. It was really neat to see Capcom do such a different game and put it out there.
Yeah.
And then in that sizzle reel, you get Silksong 2025, supposedly.
We've been waiting for years to see a sign of life of Silksong, and here it is in a sizzle reel.
Yeah. And they say it will be 2025.
Yes, that's all I need, man.
How about I say I 60-40 believe that?
Oh, God damn it.
I mean, I just do.
Yeah, I know.
The last time that was shown, it said it would relaunch in the next 12 months. And that was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be honest here. I'm like, dates don't mean anything for this game.
Yeah, I think Microsoft still has the marketing deal with this game.
Probably.
So if so, I would expect we see it this summer or never in our fucking lives.
Yeah. But it's the sign of life. It got a few seconds in the sizzle reel.
It looked neat. It felt like there was different physics or different flow to the animation. So I don't know. I saw it for a grand total of 6 seconds. So
yeah. We got Story of Seasons showing up there. That doesn't surprise me.
Need your crafting survival or not? Fucking Jesus. Cozy Farm Sim.
Yeah. Goodnight Universe. Little indie game where you play a baby. In horror aspect to it. I don't know. 2 Point Museum, probably using that mouse control.
Yep, that's for sure.
Wild Hearts S.
This was surprising.
Yeah, actually, I mean, this is who put out Wild Hearts?
I thought it was published by EA.
But it was a Koei Tecmo was the developer.
Yeah. And then they killed the servers, so it's like a dead game in some way. So I don't know.
Yeah. They're still trying to bring it out. I mean, it is Monster Hunter at home kind of.
Yep.
But as far as I can tell, there's no Monster Hunter launching on Switch right now. So
That'll scratch the itch.
Definitely has a genre. And people I know that have played this enjoyed this game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I heard the same thing.
It was a very competent and unique Monster Hunter style game.
That would be awesome if it sold more on the Switch too than the other platforms it's been on.
It's true. So that's cool. We got to see Witchbrook again is in there. That doesn't surprise me, but it's going to be on Switch and Switch 2. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S. Okay.
I remember picking this up early on in the Switch life cycle. Yeah. Not surprised to see it here.
Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. This is going to be on a lot of consoles. So, but it is a launch title for Switch 2 as well. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. We saw that.
Yes.
At the previous one, it's got everything. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, actually,
Revenge
this trailer, it's on Steam, Switch, PS5, and PS4, and all Xboxes.
Makes sense. Put it everywhere.
Yeah. One I was surprised was Star Wars Outlaws. I was not expecting to see this on Switch 2.
The thing that was more surprising is that this is, I think, the only Ubisoft thing we saw.
Yeah. Yep.
I was really expecting Shadows to show up here.
So was I.
I was, I've kind of been holding off on that game for a bit. Obviously, I'm playing other things, but I really want to. I'm sold on getting that game, and I was like, I'll get it on Switch. Well, a couple of reasons why that's probably not going to happen. So
yeah,
this is one of them.
This doesn't even have a specific date. It's just Outlaws is sometime in 2025. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Shadows shows up here, but it shows up on Switch 2. But clearly, they're not ready to say anything now.
Exactly.
Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening. Yes, sure. Big grand strategy games. They have a mouse now, so strategy games coming to.
Yep, exactly. They'll be the home for strategy games.
Yep. Fast Fusion.
Day one, baby. Day one.
Nice.
Shin'en, they put out Fast Racing Neo on the Switch.
Yeah.
I think it was launch day, and I got it, and it was really a fun, like, if you're missing, with Captain Falcon.
Wipeout?
No, Captain Falcon.
Oh, no. F-Zero?
Thank you, F-Zero. It's just a really fast, hard racer, but it's got some really cool physics to it. It's just a fun game. I go back to it every once in a while on the Switch.
All right.
No, I will. Awesome. Whenever I get the Switch 2, I'll be picking this up.
Yeah. Get to see Shadow Labyrinth. Again, that was shown last week, but of course it's also going to be playable on Switch 2. Same with Raidou. There was a lot of the last week stuff was in the sizzle wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
No Sleep for Kaname Date, Somnium Files, next game. Then they had Reanimal.
Yeah, I actually don't remember this from the direct, to be honest.
I think this was just in the teaser.
It says brother and sister go through hell to rescue their friends in this terrifying horror adventure, but I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, this was in the teaser part. There's a couple. It's not the whole trailer that we're looking at here. It was only like 5 or 6 seconds of this.
Okay. Got it. Oh, that's why I don't remember this. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there we have Silk Song.
There's the Silk Song picture.
Nintendo Life just has their screenshots messed up. But yes, this is where Fortnite was, and this is real. Like, of course. Arcade Archives 2, Ridge Racer.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's just a lot of silly stuff here. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam showing up here. Tamagotchi Plaza, which we saw last week.
My daughter continues to pop for this game. I don't know why.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Human Fall Flat 2, another Devolver thing here, and this is a real at the end. Didn't surprise me.
Was this the first announcement of 2?
I don't think so.
Okay, I would not expect it to be in a sizzle reel, but I had not heard of 2 before, so.
No, it's been on. When did it show up on Steam? I feel like it's been announced a while ago, but I could be wrong. just because of being in Devolver. I may have heard of it before that this was being worked on, but I don't know. But either way, Human Fall Flat 2, it's coming. It's coming to Switch 2 when it eventually launches. Who knows when that is?
Exactly.
So we got through all of that, and they're like, okay, we have one final third-party partner thing to show. And it was FromSoft's logo that came up.
Oh my God. Well, before that, it was the person in the chair, right? And the hand slowly creeping up their hand. And it's like, what the fuck is this? And then From Software. And then people were like, is this Bloodborne 2? Because of the vibe. But no, it's not.
Legally distinct Bloodborne 2. But it is absolutely not. This is From's take on Tarkov.
That's crazy. Interesting.
It is an extraction game.
So I guess I don't know that genre or that game very well, but you're like going into somewhere, getting something, and then trying to leave?
Yes. So it's PvPVE. So typically in extraction games, you go in, there's a map you go to, you're trying to collect resources, valuables, get better gear, and then get out without dying. Because if you die, you lose everything on you.
Oh, shit.
So anything you brought in and you die, you'll lose it all. But other players, if they kill you, they can take your stuff. I've played a fair amount of extraction, doing research and everything, and it is a brutal game type, but it's incredibly compelling. Like, I feel like if extraction existed whenever we were really getting into like multiplayer shooters,
like Counter-Strike or whatever,
this would be incredible. Okay. It's such a high intensity game. Like, even the bad ones I played, bad in quotes, that don't exist anymore, there was something just so compelling to that game structure. I mean, well, I gotta go back down. I gotta do this. I gotta see if I can get more stuff. It just has an intensity to it that is crazy. Dark and Darker is the other one. Is like the fantasy extraction type game. Works under the same premise. And now From's doing it, and Miyazaki there'd been stuff from earlier this year where he had talked about playing Tarkov and enjoying it. So doesn't surprise me. Especially doesn't surprise me from him and his focus on like social interactions and the social aspects of game playing. So yeah, this is not anything like I think From's done before.
This was on no one's bingo card.
No.
This would have been a wild guess if people had known ahead of time. It is interesting to see FromSoft putting 2 multiplayer games out in like, year after year. We're getting Night Rain in a couple months or next month. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
And Miyazaki did in one of his interviews on the site, like, From is not shifting to multiplayer only. Like, these just line up right now. Like, they are still will be doing their typical strong single player, focused RPGs as well. But yeah, this is wild. It's wild, one, that From's making this type of game, and then also wild that it's exclusive for the Switch too.
And do you think that's going to stick? That it will, or do you think it's like a launch exclusive? Because it didn't say anything about launch exclusive; it just said exclusive to Switch 2.
Yeah, they just said available only on Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know if it was sick. They said 2026 available only on Switch 2. Maybe that's just a way to hide the thing. Maybe it's available on other things in 2027. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it's going to be, that's going to, you want to play it? Yeah. As soon as it releases, you're going to be playing on Switch.
Yeah. So it was crazy. Then I guess then they go into Nintendo's like, yeah, we got a couple more first party things. And
you get Kirby falling through the dark, lands on a star. You get a couple of slashes that look like it's fucking Smash Brothers.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. Talking to my daughter, she was like, is it Kirby in the Frontlands 2? I was like, I think it's Smash. And then the star kicked on the little jets in the back. I was like, oh my God, is it Kirby Air Ride?
So this is the thing about, I've never heard of this game.
Really?
Really?
Oh my God, I've heard of a game you've never heard of.
I have never once heard of this game.
Oh my.
Was it GameCube?
It was GameCube, yeah. It was a racing game on GameCube, Kirby.
Nope. Didn't ever see this or hear about it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, that's cool. Well, this is what Masahiro Sakurai has been doing. He's been directing the Kirby Air Riders, which is a brand new game following Kirby Air Ride, which was released over 20 years ago on the GameCube. Yeah, dude, this is another day one for us. This is going to be so much fun. My daughter and wife love Kirby, and we love racing games. And I believe there's a bunch of different mini games involved in this as well, than the original. So there you go. That was a left field swerve. Yeah.
And we got that, and then we got to Donkey Kong Bananza.
My God, Anthony, I overpaid for this on Fantasy Critic so much. I thought you were gonna try for it, so I spent $17 on it. I could have spent $1.
You could have, and I don't know how I feel about this one overall. But I get that's just me. I've never resonated with the Donkey Kongs all that much. So
this is the game that I am the most excited about from this whole direct. Other than seeing your game there, I'm not feeling emotional about that. But in terms of like what I'm excited to play, this is it. And as I'm watching it, I'm noticing my daughter's like kind of like, eh. And I was like, am I going to be playing this by myself? Oh, hold on a second. My fucking garage door opener is fucking up, and now my garage is open.
Just record with the garage open.
It is so weird why my garage is all of a sudden opening and closing on its own.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't do that.
It's not supposed to do that, so I'll need to unplug it when I leave. I'm just going to leave that into this podcast because that was kind of funny. But I turned to my daughter and I was like, "Am I be playing this by myself?" She's like, "No, I think I'll play it with you, but I'm not as into it as you are." I was like, "Oh man, dude, I love Donkey Kong. I love every single Donkey Kong game I've ever played from country forward. I bought a Wii U specifically because there was a new Donkey Kong game, Tropical Freeze, which was worth it. And this is like a deformer game, platformer.
Yeah.
Where you can just like Levolution, right? Breaking everything up. Oh my God. It just looks fun, but I could see it getting repetitive if there's not like an evolution of that gameplay, but I trust this team. They're being cagey about it being the Odyssey team, but my God, it looks like Donkey Kong Odyssey. So
yeah, I'm really wondering.
Because it's got like this side-scrolling 2D Donkey Kong stuff as well, but I can see Retro being part of this. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Didn't Retro do the last stuff?
Retro did Tropical Freeze. They did Donkey Kong Returns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if Retro is working on this with EPD or whatever the team that did Odyssey is. Because even you're collecting these banana gems, and then it freezes to a title screen and gives you a title of the banana gem. So
yeah, I don't know.
Man, I'm excited. This is like number one game I'm most excited about this year now. So it comes out July, so it's not too far away, to be honest.
No, but it's not a launch title though.
It isn't. No,
that was interesting. Whenever they put that, I was like, oh, I thought this would be. They're like, fine, we don't have a Mario game for you. Here's your Donkey Kong on launch.
Well, and that's an interesting thing I was going to ask you. There's no Mario here, but there's also no fall game here.
No, I think there's a good chance that Mario's fall if they're going to do it
too. Yep, I agree. The one thing that wasn't in this rundown, Anthony, was Metroid Prime Beyond.
It was just it was when they were showing Enhanced. We didn't talk about it, but
okay.
It was during the Enhanced games. That's when they showed Metroid Prime 4 because it can run at 120 FPS
and 4K.
In a performance mode, or you can run it at 60 FPS in quality mode at 4K.
Yep. It looks really fucking good, I think.
It does. It does.
God.
Yeah.
And if I'm not getting a Switch 2 for a while, it'll still be out on Switch 1.
It will.
And Metroid Prime, I don't know if you know this. Metroid Prime is a masterpiece. Jesus Christ.
It is really fucking good.
Oh my God. I can't believe how good that game is. I'm only like 2 hours in, but Jesus, it is like the exploration in that is like somehow you translated Super Metroid into a 3D space.
Yeah.
And it's really intuitive to get around, and God, it's great.
The whole little details in that game. The visor flash where you can see Samus's eyes reflected in the visor. Oh, that's iconic.
Yep.
Such an iconic thing. And I'm like, they didn't need to do that, but they did. And
and I like the pace of power-ups too, where you get them pretty quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a neat game. It's shocking how well Retro did on that game back in the day. And we're like,
first time out. Yeah.
We're first time out, American studio, we're going to make an FPS Metroid game, and it feels like a Metroid game. Crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Mind-boggling. So that was the Direct. Yeah, there's good stuff in here. There's a lot of neat things. I would say overall, like, they're going to launch with a decent chunk of games. But the problem is, when's this going to launch? Well, for what price now?
Yeah, because the price that they talked about after the Direct was $450, and then you can get a bundle with Mario Kart for $500.
Yep.
Mario Kart is a $80 game.
Yep.
Holy shit, Anthony. $80? Nintendo's just like, fuck it, we're ripping the Band-Aid off. We're going $80?
We're going to go, I assume, what they feel like the market will bear and what is their development costs, I guess.
But fuck. Donkey Kong Bananza $69.99, so $70. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, I think, are both $80. Bravely Default's $40. We talked about before.
Prices are all over the place.
They're going to explore the scale for sure, but fuck, they pushed up to 80. Like, there's no way Grand Theft Auto 5 doesn't come out at 80 now.
I definitely consider that being like, why would Take-Two say, we'll release the biggest game of the year for less than what Nintendo's charging. This might be where you get the $100 Grand Theft Auto.
Jesus, the prices, the sticker shock was pretty bad. And the day of the Direct, our fabulous president just came out with a nonsense plan about tariffs across the globe with some fucking formula nonsense. So basically Vietnam 45%, 46%, whatever. All these different countries, just tons of percentage. Like, lands that no one live in have tariffs now. Like, it's just all completely brain dead fucking ketamine coked out nonsense. But then Nintendo says, we're going to delay the the pre-order time slot for Switch 2 in reaction to this. So fuck, who knows what it's going to cost now. Yeah.
If the things don't change, I wouldn't be surprised. They put it back up and say it's 600 now.
Honestly, that's where I'm landing, is like, they're going to come back and say, well, it's 600, and nope, not for me. And
they're just like, guess what? That's, your country did this stupid shit. Well, that's the price now.
Yeah. And in some way, like, just these, fucking Gamergate dumbasses from the beginning. That's like the alpha for fucking MAGA at this point. Like, you kind of get what you vote for. Yeah. And we all have to suffer, unfortunately, but there's just no way I can justify paying that much money for a Switch 2. And I don't know, it's just first world problems, but telling my kid, nope, can't pick it up because of this stupid fucking president.
Yep. So we'll see what happens there. I did like the ideas that you could do direct pre-order from Nintendo.
I love that. They're doing the Alarmo thing.
They did.
Which that very much felt like a test run.
You did. You were right on that part.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank God. Put your interest in. You need to have a Nintendo account that is older than, I forget how old, but also need to have 50 hours of gameplay.
Yep.
And if they verify those things, then if you put your interest in, they'll send you the email and say, okay, here's your pre-order link or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, thank God, man. And I don't know how many they're going to have for that. I know, with the tariffs talk, they had brought in 300,000 units in January, more in March. So, I don't know if that's just for them, their allotment, or for allotments for all the Target, Best Buy, or whatever too. So,
yeah, but it was a cool way. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So if we want one, there's a good way of getting one, and keeping a chunk away from scalpers as best they can.
Oh man, fucking $600, $450 Switch goes up to $600 because of Trump, and then fucking scalpers bring it up to $1,000.
Oh yeah,
God. Awful. I bet. I don't know if Nintendo's like, God damn it, we should have released this a year ago or what, but
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's the unfortunate part. It was good direct, and then there was a lot of crap around it.
Exactly. Yep. But we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. But unprecedented, obviously like everything else, all the chaos right now, but a game company saying we're going to delay what we thought we were doing.
For North America, for the United States, at least.
United States, yep. Everyone else, people are already pre-ordering in UK and other places. So, they played stupid games and got stupid prizes too, but not as stupid as us, which is amazing.
No. Yeah. I'm like, just need to go to Canada, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's not a bad idea. I guess you would be having to pay duties when you bring it back in.
You'd have to. You would need to declare it coming back, and then you would pay it there.
Ugh, all fucking stupid.
But maybe you just don't come back. Maybe you just stay there.
God, I mean, we'll see how things go, man. They're disappearing people.
I know.
Totally awful. Is my mic coming in and out?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. It's fine.
Okay, mine is disconnecting, reconnecting sounds on my side. So maybe we'll wrap this up shorter than I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, just playing Metroid Prime. That's all I'm playing.
Okay.
And boy, what a fucking masterpiece so far. So intelligently put together.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's been so long. I mean, you never had the GameCube to play it on.
Never had the GameCube, and I got the remastered one whenever it came out, and I hadn't played it yet.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's pretty great. And if we're wrapping up, the only thing I've shockingly did not play a ton of games this week. I was, oh boy, a little filled with anxiety and excitement and all those emotions going into the week. And then Wednesday on has just been like elation in some ways and exhaustion from all the previous buildup, and of just like being able to relax in a way that I haven't felt like I've been able to relax in a long time. Right. But I did play last night and a little bit this morning, Path of Exile 2. They have a new class, and I was playing through it.
Yeah, how are you reacting to the new patch?
I'm fine. I'm wrecking shit. I don't know. I finished Act 1. I died once.
I was curious of what you thought. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I don't know. But I'm playing the new class. Maybe it's juiced. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't feel very... From what I'm feeling, it doesn't feel very different from whenever it was like clicking the last time I played it. So when I found a build that worked, I was like, oh, all right. Like, yeah, I need the dodge and I need to make sure I'm not like just face tanking things, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't know. The only thing I tend to stay away from the Path of Exile community itself. I've learned that over years of just being like, absolutely not. as they love to hate their game as much as Destiny players.
Oh God, that's awful.
It's just a level of like, you love the game. Do you really love it or do you hate it?
Yes.
Because I can't tell. And it's every time GGG does changes and everything, and everyone's up in arms. And the thing is with Path of Exile 2, it's in beta. Like, you paid to get beta, and this is what's going to happen every major update. Like, they are trying to figure out the game themselves.
Right.
And get it, like, this is not a finished game. Like, they said they have about a year of being in this. So, buckle up, I guess, in some ways. Because there's probably going to be some rather drastic changes down the line. As they tune in what difficulty they want, the pacing that they want. And I bet that's not everyone in the community is going to agree with what they want. So,
oh, of course not. Yeah.
The fun of making, guess there's a live there. They can be called a live service game.
Yeah.
I would say just making a game with continuous updates. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. So, but I've been playing. I'm having a great time. The Huntress is the new class, and it's an Amazon from D2.
Oh, awesome!
I have a javelin. I can stab things with it. I can throw it. Yeah, it is the Amazon. I even think one of the ascendancies is called Amazon. So,
oh my gosh, nice.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is fun. But we'll play that, and then I'm not playing anything for the rest of tonight. And then it will just be retro games for the next couple of weeks while I'm on vacation.
And you're gone for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Taking your Ambernick.
Taking a little Ambernick, bunch of PS1 games on it.
Very cool.
PS1 games, GBA games, and SNES games is what I put on.
Awesome. That's a great mix.
Yeah. But cool.
Well, thanks for the podcast. Thanks for sharing your reaction to everything, Anthony. And thanks to all of you for listening. If you like our podcast, please rate it on your podcast service of choice. Head to Steam and wishlist Starseeker. And we'll actually, we won't be back next week. I will be back next week to talk more video games while Anthony is enjoying his time off. We'll see you, later in the month at some point.
Yeah. 27th, probably.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right.
All right, folks. We'll see you later.
Later, everyone.